Alright guys, I got the suicide self-harm warning for this video. The thumbnail was him with a box cutter going towards his face. So this is the third in the trilogy. So I'm excited to see, you guys said that I'm gonna find out where that scar comes from or the context behind it. And so I think that's, I like seeing the little plot and seeing how it's progressing. So let's keep going. Agust Amygdala official music video. I'm gonna say this is interesting already because the first video, it was kind of in these like traditional, I think, Korean buildings, and he was going through the market at one point, and then the second one, and in Higam, he had, he was going through the city, basically running through the city, and then this is a modern day, looks like a small apartment area, which is a vast difference from the first two videos, as far as the scenery. So I'm interested to see where this goes.
요즘 기분은 어때? 1993 내가 태어난다. 엄마 심장에 수술.
Wow.
별의별 일이 많았지. 뭐가 이리 다 살아난지. 기억조차 안 나는 기억도 다 꺼내보자고 하나씩.
So I don't know the context of what was happening in Korea in 1993. I don't know if that was the beginning of the DMZ or if that, I don't know the context of what was going on there, or if this is just kind of something that was happening personally for him. But he mentioned the year 1993 is when he was born, and then essentially, wait, he's 3 years older than me. He looks incredibly young. Man, I feel really old now, but anyway, and for those of you who don't know, the amygdala is the part of the brain that is the kind of the fight or flight mechanism. They call it the reptilian brain because it's just kind of like the fear response part of the brain. That's my understanding of it, and I was actually just talking about this in another video. Where you can minimize amygdala activity by doing extended cardio exercise, and then blood flow goes away from the amygdala and goes towards the prefrontal cortex, or the processing parts of the brain, and the rationalization parts of the brain instead of the fear parts of the brain, which is that's what I was talking about in the other video. But I'm curious to see where he goes from here. Jeez, man. Also, just a quick public service announcement. If anyone is in a position where they're actively or strongly considering hurting themselves or committing suicide, please reach out to people who you believe care about you. And I know when you're in that position, it feels like you're a burden and that they're not going to want to help and that you're only causing an inconvenience. I promise you, if they love you, you are not causing an inconvenience. Yeah, I'll just say that quick PSA and then let's keep going.
My amygdala, my amygdala, 어서 나를 구해줘, 어서 나를 구해줘. My amygdala, my amygdala, 어서 나를 꺼내줘, 어서 나를 꺼내줘. My amygdala, my amygdala, my amygdala, my amygdala, 이곳에서 구해줘.
Interesting. So it almost seems like he's trapped in this room, and he's singing about his amygdala, and that's essentially what he's saying is plaguing him. And so it seems like there are these memories and these things that happen in his past that he can't get rid of, and that it almost seems like he's partially consumed by fear. I actually just noticed there's pill bottles on the couch side table. And so that could be prescribed medication, or that could be like abused medication. I don't really know the context for it, but it definitely could be for psychiatric, a mental health disorder, as it's so called. So let's keep going.
그래 참 별일이 많았지. 길가에 너무 신들치게 소리. 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 언제나 아버지의 간암 소식.
Wow. So it sounds like it sounds like his mom had a heart surgery, and I don't know if she died after that or what the situation is there, but then it also sounds like his dad got liver cancer. Let's keep going. I'm gonna rewind it a little bit just because I want to make sure I'm absorbing it correctly. Interesting. Wow.
그래 참 별일이 많았지. 길가에 너무 신들치게 소리. 전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 언제나 아버지의 간암 소식.
Wow. So it sounds like he's saying that accident that happened earlier in the video, it sounds like he got into an accident like that, and then he wouldn't even tell his mom because she was tragically dying. It sounds like that might be what this is about. Interesting. And then got a call from work about his dad's liver cancer. Or he couldn't mention the call. Okay, I'll shut up and just pay attention.
전하지 못했던 내 사고 소식과 스케줄 중에 걸려 언제나 아버지의 간암 소식. 최선의 선택들이 맞아섰길 그 또한 모두 지나가 버렸길. 그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까. 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 연꽃을 피워내.
Wow. So he's saying what didn't kill me made me stronger, and I'm gonna bloom like a lotus flower. And that, I hope I made the right decisions, but essentially that it sort of doesn't matter now because it's in the past. That's a hard thing, especially when you experience something that's traumatic. It takes a long time, and it takes a lot of active pursuit of healing to overcome that trauma. Yeah, let's keep going through it.
그래서 이 수많은 고통은 날 위한 것일까. 끊임없는 시련은 날 죽이지 못하고 다시금 나는 연꽃을 피워내. 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 최선들의 선택, 선택. 원치 않잖아 이제, 원치 않잖아 이제. 내 통제밖에 안 돼, 통제밖에 안 돼. 자 집어넣자 한 걸, 그래 한 걸, 그래 한 걸.
So it almost seems like when he's in this room, it's like what being inside of his mind is like, because he's showing these two different characters at the same time. And it seems like one obviously doesn't have the scar, and then one is kind of trapped in this room and singing about the amygdala. And like most of the shots during the hook, the chorus are of him in the room. Very interesting. And now obviously they're both getting rained on. Oh, so now he has I'm so sorry guys, but now he has the scar, it looks like. Wow. That's incredibly profound that he's the one in the music video, he's the one trying to get himself out. Of essentially being trapped in his own mind. And for me, definitely it's like I've had to realize at multiple points, and I have to continue to realize when traumatic experiences happen, life is going to traumatize us no matter what, period. And the thing I have to keep coming back to, and I have to keep realizing to really make progress and overcome the shit that happens, is no one's gonna come to save me. No one's gonna come to help me, and therefore it's on myself to do something. And it's a pretty daunting, especially when you're in a very flight or like when your brain has experienced a traumatic event. It's incredibly difficult to try to digest something like that and say like, oh, so I do bear most of. I'm not saying other people are incapable of helping. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is that we ourselves, the individuals, bear most of the responsibility and most of the burden for getting ourselves out of a situation. I mean, it's great if you have people around you who can help you and help you work through situations, but if you're not willing to get out of that by yourself, if you don't have some kind of desire, I mean, I'm not saying you have to be happy and try to get yourself out of that situation. For me, the best way to get myself out of one of those situations is I have to get into a really dark place where I just kind of I go dark, I go silent, and I focus on like, if I don't get out of this, I might die. Or if I don't go out of this, if I don't get myself out of this, it's going to lead to, I'm going to pick up this habit again. I'm going to pick up that habit again. And then these things that I've built in my life are going to go away. Or even if you don't even have those things, just hitting the dark point in your life and saying, this is not going to be my fucking destiny. I am not like it. I will not let, this can't be it for me. This cannot be it for me. There's gotta be something better in life and better in the world that I can work myself out of this shit some way or another. I won't bang on too much here, guys, but definitely hits home. You know, I mean, like I said, even if you overcome a childhood trauma, life will traumatize you as an adult. And I'm not trying to make people feel bad, but that's the fucking fact of life. Things are going to keep happening. You know, the world doesn't stop just because you're having a bad day. Like, bad things aren't, you know, if something bad happens, it's not like the next bad thing that's going to happen is going to be like, oh, let's pause our bad, you know, let's pause our little thing that was going on so that this person can recover. Like, sometimes shit just piles up. But either way, I said it before, if anyone, if you're in a cycle of self-harm, if you know, if you're having suicidal ideation and you're thinking about how you would do it and the way you would do it, please tell someone that loves you and cares about you, and don't think you are burdening them. And if somebody tells you, if you come to somebody with that and then they say that you are a burden or they don't want anything to do with it, then that tells you who they are and how much they really love and care about you. Meaning that that's probably not a good person to have in your life, because when it came down to it and you were vulnerable with them about this thing, they didn't care, or it was a burden. And if somebody loves you in, like, I have people in my life I love. If any of them came to me and said, like, look, I have been thinking about killing myself, my world would stop. Okay, I would do, like, it's not a fucking burden. And it feels like that from the other perspective, because I've been in that. So it feels like you're burdening that person, but truly you are not. And if it seems like you are a burden to them, or like if they are just like, yeah, I don't know, figure it out. Like, no, it's not. It's fake. It's not, like, you're not really struggling. Then that's the true colors of that person. And I would hope that you would be able to, over time, get that person out of your life, by any means necessary, because that's obviously not a person who has your best interest in mind. So I'll shut up. And yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed the reaction. Definitely let me know what to react to by Agust. And I know I've had a few BTS recommendations. I would like to actually go through and review the trilogy at some point. I think that would be interesting to do more research on it. Or maybe even just like rewatch it a few times, take some notes, and then just do like a breakdown and a review. I think that might be interesting. But you guys let me know what you want. Take care, stay safe, and take care of your loved ones wherever you were watching the video from. Thank you.